Yes, yeah, you can continue.
Thanks for being here. Let me just do a little introduction about our program, which is Era Africa. That's the company name. And Era Africa is an initiative to find solution to environmental challenge that is affecting potential development in low-income and underserved communities. You know, if not one take it with full effort, it is very hard to achieve a good career when you find yourself in such environment. So what we're trying to do, we are trying to see how we can put programs together, activities, and see how we can empower those teenagers in low-income community, starting from orientation and training on digital skills and the likes, to see how we can help them to discover themselves and develop their potential to achieve a successful career. We have about 3 programs, the annual conference, and then orientation and digital skill training we take to schools. But due to COVID-19, we have to stop that temporarily. So then the third one is this very one we are talking about right now, the project TIMS. Now, TIMS in there means this is my story. Now, we're calling on people who have passed through at least the university level, having an advanced education. That is an achievement, right? Now, they will surely have one story or another to share with these teenagers out there. And as you know, you pass through all those levels, and presently what you are doing is really marvelous as a career. So at least we are not talking about someone who has already reached a destination, because career in itself is not a destination, it's a process. Sure. And we have seen that you're in that process. All we need from you first is for you to share your story, your journey, if possible, from family background with us within 10-15 minutes. Then we might likely ask some questions, most especially concerning challenges you overcome in order to reach the present position you find yourself. So that is what we are trying to do. So over to you now. We want you to summarize your journey, your career journey with us.
All right. First and foremost, thank you for having me.
Can you turn the camera landscape for a better view? Yes.
Like this?
Yes. I think it's okay that way.
Right. Thank you for having me once again.
Right.
My own name is Balogun Kamorudeen Adewale. That is my name. I was born around October. Luckily, fortunately for me, by next month, I'll be having my birthday.
So we should be looking forward for the party, right?
Yeah. So
it's almost over now.
So sincerely speaking, I would want to say that well done, sir, for this job that I've been doing. It has been great, because I have been one of your fans, which I've been following you up for a while now, which I think can testify to that. So I think you are. Am I audible enough?
Yes. I think it's the network that is affecting it. It's okay. I can hear you clearly.
The story is not something that is too special, but I think it has a little bit uniqueness for those that are really watching us over there, or who will be watching this. I was born in a monogamous family. My father and my mother, and we are a family of just 4 children. And fortunately and unfortunately, I was only the only guy, only male among them. And in Yoruba land, we always see a male child as a very, very a child that has a lot of responsibility on its head. And when it comes to that, you know the kind of tax that will be on you. So to cut the story short, I grew up in a Muslim background where at least averagely we are always religious, like all this kind of thing, and we always go to kill all these things, following our father here and there. So my own father, my own parents were not as they are not that educated as such, but they have this kind of feelings that my children must go to school. So that is the only thinking they have, that my children just have to go to school. You understand that kind of thing? So when we started, I finished my secondary school around, I think, in 2005. That was when I finished my secondary school. We went to private school. Every one of us went to private school in my family. And immediately I finished my SSC exam then. That was when I lost my father. So we were not that rich. My family is not even a rich family. It was a very, very poor family. But my parents was able to give us what we need as at when due. So many people, so many of my friends, so many of my family friends see us as stuff like that. But it was later on I discovered that my parents they were only struggling. So when I lost my father, that was how this journey continued. This journey started. Immediately I lost my father around December 2005. That was when initially my parents, they weren't seeing me as the only male child. They weren't taking me as the only male child. Even to some extent, I always ask myself, okay, what? But they always say that the male child is always a male child is always everything he wants. They always give to the male child. He's the father now, like he's the organ now. So why are they treating me like this as if they are not even the one that give birth? They never let me see that. They never showed that impression that I was only the male child. Then I did not really understand what they mean. But when he died, that was my father. Okay. That was when I now started seeing life in another hand. Immediately for me, I started a petty job. Then I started this phone call, 20 naira, call 1 minute, get 20 naira. That was how I started. That was how I started developing the interest of at least doing something. And alongside, I told I finished my secondary school then, I started teaching. So I never looked down at I never, if you are a child that grew up through this ileke of a thing, you will understand that life is very simple. Is it when you are going to follow all this affair to what's it called, to a ceremony, a kind of at the end of the day, you people might walk like 20 miles before you get to where, and at the end of the day, they are not even going to give you anything tangible. They will just be sitting there and tell everybody go home, all this kind of thing. So we were seeing life so simple then. The way we took life was not too expensive. So I started teaching along line with my phone call business. I could remember every week I collect, they pay us every week, I collect 700 naira. I collected 700 naira. That was my pay for every week. And when you multiply 700 naira, when you multiply by 4, it's going to give you 2,800. So apparently, I was receiving 2,800 naira as my salary. my monthly salary then. That was how I started. And then I left home. I needed to leave home for my people because I just thought about it that if I'm in a comfort zone, I wouldn't know what I want to achieve in life. So I needed, not that I left home unaware, I needed to let my parents know that, my mother know that, Mama, see, I have some friends over there, not too far from home. I have some friends there, please, I would be staying with them. So since your parents trust in you, my mother has from my childhood has always trusted me that yes, go. I know nothing is wrong with you. I know the kind of child I give birth to. So I left home, living a bachelor's life with my friends. We were 3. So, but another thing I want people to check out is by then, those my friends, number one, I never followed friends that are of my age. I never have friends that are of my age. You have to be above my own age, and you have to think ahead of me. Let me tap from you. Most of my friends go, as a matter of fact, I call them brother because they are older than me. Because I see life as, if I am not getting anything from you, then what are friends for? What are friends for? If I'm not getting anything from you, those that I'm calling my friends are my brother, like my elder brother. So that was how I started, and I moved on. So they've like 2 years after, I needed to further because these my friends, most of them are putting in for admission and stuff like that. I was not looking at that. Then why should I then sit down at home? No, I have to move on. So I put in for post jam, poly jam, stuff, jam, and luckily we were choosing at the University of Ilorin. So I read finance. But don't remember that the orientation then was just go to school, go and learn something, just go. You want to go and have a degree, just go. I just want you to come back and people will see that, yes, my son too go to school. So that was the orientation we had. So we never have that orientation that, see, when you get to school, there's something we call CPG, what do they call this? This grade of a thing and stuff like that. Just until we go to school, we now started realizing that there's still positions. You need to strive to get a good grade. So these are how we started the journey. And when I got to school, my sister used to be a computer operator back then in a room. So I would just sit down with her. Through that, I get to know some preliminary stage of how to operate a computer, most especially Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then CorelDRAW. So that was how I picked interest from there. She has some students, and anytime she wasn't around, I would have to put those students through. So by so doing, I got the knowledge. And before then, I now went for computer engineering too. So with that, coupled with that, I got the knowledge of at least a basic of computer knowledge. So while going to school then to the university, I bought some little accessories, computer, desktop, lab, printer, laminating machine, stuff like that. I got it gradually from the little business I was doing, because I look back that who would be sponsoring me at school? Is it my mother that she's doing a petty job? No, I should be doing that myself. So apparently it's just like I sponsored mostly like 80% of my schooling. Sponsored it myself. So though she supported me, my mother, she supported you. But you know now, you want to be satisfied. You want to be okay. You get it. You want to be okay. You want to be satisfied in school. You don't want to look at your 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 friends, you don't want to be looking at what they are doing, so you want to concentrate. Then you need to add some one or two things to whatever you are doing. So that was how I started. That was how the journey continued. And when I got to school, then I had the determination that come my I don't know anything. I don't know anybody in school, but I don't want people to humiliate me. Maybe because I have a very small stature then. So I have it like nobody will humiliate me in school. Oh. I just have to make one or two things. So we engage ourselves in student politics, but the way I did mine was also different. So I looked at it that okay, one of the way students engage themselves in student politics is by joining secret cults. So, but I looked at it that doing this, joining a secret cult would not earn me anything. That it is either I finished that school or I did not finish. If I want to finish by force by fire, then I have to pay for it by something, either by my life or by another thing. So I can't do that. How can I achieve it? I started then engaging freshers to tutorial classes. Registration, then we always, then by that time, online registration was a new practice. So many people are not so conversant with online registration. Those of us that have computer, what we do was we engage people, we engage students who have laptops, and we beg them to please, can we have access to their internet service? Then we use this modem of a thing. So we have some students that would willingly, that their parents are well to do, they will give it to us. We take and borrowing for like 2 or 3 hours. So those freshers, what we did was we now engage them, we help them do free registration. Then it was very, very hectic for you to do registration. We'll do free registration for them. Sir?
I said because of bad internet access.
Yes, because of bad internet, we do free registration for them. We engage them in tutorials and stuff like that. And by so doing, at the end of the day, I got a lot of followers, a lot of friends, a lot of fans in school. Balu here and there, Balu here and there. You know, so many people from different faculty. So with that, I won different elections. I was in my faculty. I was the welfare director in my faculty. Over 20-something thousand students then. So over 5,000 students in that faculty. I was their welfare director, and it got to a stage in school that in my faculty I was the determinant of that faculty. If anybody want to come out, either at the SUG level or any level, I was just like the Jagaban of that faculty then. So, but people don't understand. What they see is the court guy, is the courtist. But they don't know how I get my own database, how I got my own audience. They don't know. I did that from 100 level to 400 level before I left school. I engaged so many people in tutorials and stuff like that. Things that are educational, that will make people love you, that will make people like you naturally. So by so doing, we left school. During my 400 level, we did our exams, and luckily for us, I saw so many people that came to me that they challenged me that you go in school, you that are courses, you that you don't even read, you don't even do this, you don't even do that. But for you to have something that you are looking back at, that if I fuck up, now wow, I read finance. So at the end of the day, when my name came out of school, when my name came out of the graduating list, so many people came to me, they were congratulating me. I saw so many people coming to me and say, see, they never believe I will graduate with them, because so many of them saw me as an unserious student. But because of thorough determination, you know what you are doing, then you should be able to achieve the best. So we left there. By so doing, I'm into fish farm. All these back then in school, I have never thought of farming. I even don't have flair for it. I don't have flair for it. But when we left, we went for service. I served at Kebbi State, and 5 months to our service year, to the end of that service year, and I sat down that, come. This one that people are just hailing me here and there, Balu, here, Balu. You think you are the Jagaban of the whole Nigeria? Nobody is ready to give you job if you leave. Don't forget that your mother is just selling, you just a petty trader back there in Lagos. So nobody to help you. That was where I sat down and looked at my life. Come, what am I going to do? My parents is expecting more from me. My sisters, they are expecting more from me. My friends, my well-wishers, they are expecting more from me. Me, myself, when I leave, I'm expecting more from myself. So, and at the end of the day, I want to be in range with my mates. How would you do it? I beg God, I pray to God that please just put me through. One day, luckily for me, we were having discussion with some of my friends. The guy is from Taraba State. He was not talking about fish farming. He talked about fish farming. He talked about the profit in fish farming. He talked about the hardness, the simplicity. That was how the interest started. That this fish farm that this guy is talking about there, I just have to start it. 5 months, like 6 months to the ending of the program, and I started saving money. Then back then I was able to save 50,000 naira. So when we finished, I got back to Lagos. So then I've already had an orientation that just start up something. Just start. The most difficult thing to do in life is start, taking a decision. Just start. When you start, either right or wrong, you will know at the end of the day. So because of shame, I don't want people to laugh me. Then I went to the backyard of our compound. That was how I started the fish farm. So I just did a fish farm. I did a trampoline pond. I went to the sawmill to get planks, and I constructed everything A to Z about my farm. I did it myself. My well, back then we used well. So I went there, I tapped water from it. What we did was, luckily for me, because I was the son of the landlord, I was able to speak with the tenant that, come, things have changed at this time. You guys, you are the owner of the day period for the well. This is that night period. I am the owner. Nobody should tamper, with love, and I never did that with an act of punishing them. So every midnight, I'm always awake to fill in my pond. And luckily for me, I was my first attempt was a success. So because of that, I never received training at the very first stage, but what I do then was I read books, I make inquiries on how to do it, and it was wow then. So my second attempt was nothing to talk home about, because the pond I constructed was not as strong as expected. So like 2 months to harvest, I lost all the fish. The pond collapsed and I lost so many fish. They were big. And by then I never knew I should have processed them, because I lack knowledge
about
it. So all these challenges was what brought about me seeking for knowledge. So I gathered myself together. I went to meet a professional. I never even looked at the distance of where I want to go and learn it. I learned it, and After learning, I learned the nitty-gritty about it. After learning it, I came back. Then I started again. But while I was doing that, I was working alongside. I was a teacher. By then, my salary has increased because of the environment we were living now. And don't forget that I hold a degree certificate. I was teaching accounting and civic education. And with all this, my salary has increased a little bit, and I was collecting 15,000 naira per month. So that 15,000 naira that I was collecting, I needed to be diverting like 50% of it to my fish farm, because I have a very strong determination that this thing I have to do it. I left there. I went to do another job again at Ajah. So I went to Ajah to do another business, another teaching. So by then I was earning close to 100,000. And how did I achieve that? You know, in Ajah we have rich people there. My salary then was 30,000, and I had like 2-3 lessons, private lessons I was doing there. But how I achieved that was, while I was going there, fear of unknown, I cancelled it from my life. That what will I went, I never knew anybody, I don't have a family. But when I got there, I was fortunate to have some guys to accommodate me. The room was very, very small. It was just like a kind of 5 feet by 10 feet room. We were about like 5 or 6 living in that room. So what I did was, every weekend I come home Friday, then very early on Monday, 4 o'clock, I will leave for Ajah to go and teach my students. So, but I had a target that I needed to achieve something, that is, pour into my fish farm. By so doing, I've gotten another pond, like 1 or 2 ponds. So when I did that, I left there. Then and I thought of, I am a finance student. I needed to add value to my certificate. So let me get a banking job. So fortunately for me, I got one of my friends working in the bank. She helped me. So I started working at FCMB. So, but I never did that job I never did it with passion, because I now notice that everything you want to do, you need to have a passion for it. So it doesn't, it's my profession, but I don't see anything so sweet about it. You just be in the office, lock up tie, voila, too much. Manager must meet up with this target. Which kind of voila is this now? You work. You'll be finding customer to collect loan or to do this, to do that. Tomorrow money is missing. Which kind of problem is this? You'll be hearing millions of naira and you won't even taste out of that. Which kind of problem is this? I just worked there for 6 months and I resigned myself, because personally I knew I did not have it. I did not have any. There wasn't any prosperity in it, like, to me, because I did not have passion for it. So I needed to resign. By so doing, by then I've gathered a little. I went back to my farm and I increased the capacity of my farm. And today I must tell you that at least I am now a full farmer, a full fish farmer. I could remember then, if I did not say this, my story is not going to be complete, because the name of my farm is Baka Farms. So then I just sat down and look at it. Like, how will I? What will I? Then I was just doing farming, and there's no name. It has not been so corporate like the way I wanted it. So, and I went to meet one of my oga, and that my oga is the one talking to me today. So I went to meet him. Oga, see, I want to organize a seminar. That was how it started. And you sat me down. I don't know, maybe if you could remember. You sat me down and said, come, if you want to do something like this, you need to be corporate enough. What's your business? What's your business name? And the business farm business. What do you concern farm with a name? Please, Oga, talk Joe. I just want to teach people and let them know what he said. No, I just need to have a name. And I told you then that I don't even know what to even. I'm not even thinking about it. And you said, okay, just guess. I said, okay, use Balo Farm. Say, Balo Farm. It's too local, like it's not good. Okay. What about using your own name, Balogun Kamorudeen Adewale? I say Baka. This one will be club name now. Why could they say Baka Farm? And that was how the name started, Baka Farms. And we did the flyers. I can remember then. It's like almost 5 years now, Oga. You don't tell. So that was how the name started, Baka Farms, and you were the originator of that name, sir. Thank you so much. You originated that name out. And I even had at the back of my mind that I would change that name. But and I noticed that so many people fall in love with that name. Baka. This one I only nothing quite jail because you are now. It's okay. So let me just leave it like that. And that was how the story changed. From those, I got a lot of orientations, and my own farming system was not. I never do it like you have to die in it. You have to be rough. You can see me today. Even if I take you to my farm now, you will see everything is like. Even if you want to, if you're an office, you can put on a suit and come to my farm. Must you see a farming like? I don't understand. So because the world has now changed, so you have to let it to be so simple. So that was how the story and
that's a beautiful one there. That's a beautiful one.
Sir.
You've already passed through a lot. Now, what I want you to do now, I know within, can you remember challenges in between, maybe when you're in school or in the process of determining what to do with your life, in choosing a career for your life? What are the major challenges you face, and how did you overcome those challenges to get to the present position you find yourself?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges. At least with my stories, you would have been highlighting some challenges, but let me just be specific. One of my challenge in life was finance.
Okay.
That was one of my challenge. Was finance. So, but I never see finance as the first thing, as a challenge. So what I do to tackle that was I was very determined. I will make sure I start it first. And what I just see is when I start, it's going to end well. You understand? So that is how I got it, like how I overcome that challenge. Then another thing is, while I started this business, my mother herself wasn't in support of this business, fish farm. I must not do that fish farm. How would you go to school and at the end of the day, you now say you want to be doing agbe? So, but I was able to balance it up by. She was even the one that even prompted me to do that banking job, because I wanted to see her. I wanted her to see me putting on suits. I wanted to see me. I wanted that. And when she saw me putting on suits for like 6 months, and I never said, "Mommy, egba," or she never said any different. She now, that was when, and by so doing, I was so determined. I was enlarging my own farm. So the first 50,000 I will ever count in my life, cash, was in my job. 50 was like, what have you paid? The first person to lend me money was my mother. that, okay, take. I can see that there's future in what you're doing. So those are few among all. There are so many challenges, but these are the ones that I can remember. Maybe along the line, I can still chip in some of the challenges.
Wow, that's a good one. Let's talk about education. I mean, academic education. You know, there's education, there's academic education. But we are mistaking the two. And I don't need to tell you that you already have experience in those lines. You've already said a lot when you were in school. Yes. Now, looking at our educational system, that is good to have advanced education. I'm not disputing. Okay. But looking at what our educational system look like and what is happening in the world of work, let me call it that way, don't let me say in the labor market. Okay? If you do that, you want to be an entrepreneur or whatever. What is your view? What advice can you give teenagers out there who are in the process of getting admission to school, and or those who have already finished, I mean, those who are in the system already, I mean, the advanced education. We're not talking about secondary school now, you know, talking about the advanced education, because that is where we see it to be real, that, okay, this is education as far as Nigeria is concerned. Now, what advice can you give them compared to what you have already passed through, and then the educational system compared to the world of work, you know, you want to start earning something, the career life itself?
All right. Like I said, if you are following up my story, it will look like if maybe this guy doesn't really value education. But the truth about it is that education is the key to any success. And I can still say it again. Not education, academic education. In as far as Nigeria is concerned, now some people would castigate what I've just said. But the truth about it is, if you have a formal education, anything you are doing will be far different from someone that does not have a formal education.
That's the point.
So it is very important to have a formal education. I mean, an academic education. Academic education has really broadened my own scope. In my area, I met people doing fish farming. And today, as far as my area is concerned, I at least they see me do things in a very different way, and they follow suit because of the way and manner I arrange my things. And what really prompted me to do that was my own education that I have. In the nearest future, I want people to see my own. When you are coming to my farm, I want you to come to my farm like you are going to the bank. I don't know, maybe you understand, sir. I want my workers to be putting on their ready-made clothes to their farm, like they are really coming to an office. You mustn't look like a tattered man because you are working in the farm. So these are things education would enhance you to be doing. And also, when you are talking about keeping records, then financial records, daily records, education would assist you more in doing that. Most importantly, informations, and abstracting more knowledge in whatever you are doing. Education would allow you to do that. Formal education. I have the opportunity to go for a series of seminars organized by state government, organized by the federal government, just because of my education. So it is very important. But having said this, what we just need, the truth about it is that our educational system is not in line with what we are doing in Nigeria today. Don't be so surprised. I was in school. Our debit and credit in our account is not what we are. Is not the debit alert and the credit alert that we are receiving on our phone. So they don't really tally like that. Thank God you are a finance student at your background, an accounting and finance student. You should understand better. The practice is not that in line with what we went to school to do, but it has really supported whatever thing you would have said you are doing. So in Nigeria today, we would employ the government to go back to their curriculum, help us set it very well. Let's be realistic with ourselves. Let us. There's no big deal. If it is barbing salon barber's course that we'll be doing in school, let them be doing it. Let them face the reality of life. It is so disheartening seeing our lecturers at the end of the day calling us and telling us that Baka Farms, this farming that you are doing is like I want to join you. This lecturer of a thing, I would be surprised. And to communicate in a university, I don't know. Maybe you are getting what I'm trying to say. They'll be telling you that those that are working under federal government still have future, but those that are working under state government will tell you, well, we better see future in now. We don't really have future in what we are doing. There's no future there. There's no preparation for future in what we are doing. You know, despite all the educational level background stuff like that, they are not really confident in whatever we are doing. Education is very, 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 very important. So I think the advice is the government should go back to the curriculum, help us amend it so that it will be in commemorate with whatever we are doing, that whatever it implies in our own country. So that is what I need to say about that.
That's a good one. Let's take it further to the world of entrepreneurship, because you're in that world right now. Okay, linking that to our educational system, and at the same time, when it comes to entrepreneurship, what is your own view? You know, we have diverse views. You know, some will say I still have to have experience and gather money. Some, you know, even start before they start their advanced education. Some, when they're in school, they start from scratch, building it up. Some think they need to have millions of naira or dollars, whichever one, before they can start. What is your own view about the entrepreneurship, and how do you think entrepreneurship can help our educational, our national development?
Okay. You know, today now in Nigeria, we don't have, when we talk about jobs, there's no job. So, which means that our educational system, the purpose of being in an education system has failed. So we're now looking what is the solution? Even the government itself advised Nigerians to engage in entrepreneurship. Even it got to the stage that they needed to introduce a course, entrepreneurship program in schools, in university, because they know that yes, the best thing for you to do is to be your own boss. So having said that, what I think the relationship there is just that it takes a lot to be an entrepreneur rather. So many people see entrepreneurs, if I don't have money, I can't start. But I always tell people, if you have that money and you just start like that, I bet you are not going to use 6 months. You are kuba wale. Because the first thing you need to have is you need to have the knowledge of whatever you want to do. You need to have passion and interest in whatever you want to start with. Those things are the first thing that you need to have. You need to have the in-depth knowledge, you need to have the passion, and you need to have a very good plan for it. When you have a very good plan for it, I bet you, even if you start with 10,000 naira, you are going to go to places. I told you I started with 50,000 naira. And today I can't even calculate it, what I have presently in my farm. So, but it started in a day. Today, I want to tell you, I am an engineer, because the ponds that I do, if you follow me on Baka Farms page, you will see me doing ponds. The ponds that I do today was not what I went to learn. It was due to the experience. If you are afraid of failure, an entrepreneur should never be afraid of failure. If you are afraid of failure, you are not going to move forward. You must not be afraid of failure. So then all my ponds, I constructed it myself. All my plumbing job the plumbing works in my farm, I constructed everything myself. That now brought me to being a consultant, constructing ponds for people. From there, I graduated to doing a ready-made pond for people. And today I sell and I brand my own pond myself. So these are experiences in the business. Experiences that now lead to money in the business. So in a nutshell, you should not think of money first. You should think of the interest. If you could remember my story, I said when I started, I later failed and I realized that I did not have adequate knowledge. I went for the knowledge. When I came back, I now became a better person. So you need to seek for the knowledge first, or else you are going to start from millions to zero. It is better to start from zero and start gradually. You start gradually, you must have mentor. You must have mentor. You must have someone that you have to follow that is very, very reliable. You have to follow up that person. You mustn't be too bossy with yourself. If you are too bossy, you are not going to go to anywhere. So an entrepreneurship takes a lot. It even is harder than a salary earner to be an entrepreneur. It's harder than being a salary earner, because a salary earner is ogata ogota. So for you to maintain that work consistency, then it takes a lot. So you shouldn't be expecting millions. In my business, I've gotten someone that has given me 500,000 and I squander it because I never have a very good plan for it. In your business, you must have a limit. You must have a limit of finance that can enter into that business at that particular period in time. So all these are things that you need to know before you can be an entrepreneur. So those are the things I know. Money does not come first. What comes first is your your knowledge about it. Then you need to have a very good plan, and you need to have interest in that thing that you choose to do. So that is it.
That's a good one, man. Someone is learning something here. I am sure of that. Anybody that watched this will have something to take home. Now, let me just add this before we go. Looking at the world presently, things are changing. And if people are not even aware that things are changing very fast, COVID-19 has already awakened our sleeping giant to know that they need to use digital skills to achieve more. What's the experience like using digital technology to improve yourself and your business? And what advice can you give to teenagers, youth out there, and even business people concerning digital technology?
Yes. All right. When COVID-19 came, it wasn't too challenging for me, because before now, that is one of the usefulness of education. Before now, I have foreseen that the world has been going virtual. So I've already have this kind of thinking that everything I would need to be doing should be part physically, part online. So I have known that before. But when this COVID-19 came, my spirit, everything about me changes. So what I do was, being a farmer, because I was online, I did some kind of business then, farming business then, that I thank God. I thank God. And then what I did first was, I just told my wife, Ogbeni, come, I need a very good phone. She was saying, phone no corner. I need a very good phone. Then I went to the market and I got one of the best phone then, most current phone then. That was what I bought, and that is even what I'm using presently. I need to get phone. What do you want to use phone for? Forget about it. The world now is not going into what you're looking at. It's going on. Everything you want to do is online now. So let me get a good phone that will be able to do things that I need. I went to the market and I got a very good phone during COVID-19. And since then, I boost all my advert. I boosted it online. I increased my advert, and I must tell you, the changes, because I already have a base before, so it wasn't too difficult to get more traffic. I got more traffic. I got more customers, and the work. And because it was farming and people were looking for what to do, so many people engaged me. I consult for so many people. Some people came to invest, stuff like that, and it's really increased and expand the scope of my work. So COVID-19 has exposed us to be virtual. If you're a teenager, I would just advise you that you shouldn't marry your phone for Facebook. What's it called? Facebook friends, social media alone. I said in one conversation with one of my friends that it is not that social media is just to deceive us now. It's no more social media now. It is business media. So if you know what you are doing, you would know that that phone that you have, that Android phone that you have, you know that it is your shop. I call it my own shop. My phone is my shop. If I don't even go along with my ATM again or any other thing again. If I have my phone anywhere I am in Nigeria today, even if I don't have ₦1, I know I'm going to survive at that spot. Your phone is presently now, if you are not making use of that your good phone that you bought for, let me just say, at the range of 20,000 above, definitely you don't know what you are doing. The truth about it is that this phone that I bought it for like 3 or 4 months ago, and I must tell you that I have gained and overgained that money back. Gain and overgain. Because that 1 week, people knows that this guy don't change phone. Because of what they see online, that no, phone gidi lo se. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I never used it because I want to let people see that no, me don't they use good phone. No, I used it because to survive. Yes, because it is my shop. It is the way you do your shop. If your shop is very pretty, even if you are selling goods that they are selling there 5 naira, if your shop is very okay, you'll be selling it at the range of 10 naira, because people will see that yes, you really know what you are doing and you are selling quality products. So that is what I think COVID-19 has done in relating to internet and businesses.
That's a nice one there. That's a nice one. Before we round it up, let's talk about Backup Farm. Tell the world about your business and how they can get involved, how they can, reach you, consult you, people want to go into farming, people. Well, let me know, apart from fish farming, you will also do some other farming apart from fish farming. Then just give us a round.
I would. Backup farm, like the name implies, backup farm. So we engage in different kind of farming. So backup farm, basically we started with fish farming. So that we practice fish farming, not only fish farming. We practice crop farming too as well, most especially vegetable. We do for shoko. Those are what we do. Then we consult in other life farming too, like snail. We want to go into goat farming, any kind of farming. So we have vast knowledge about that. If you want to start, we can help you consult, we can help you set it up. Aside from that, in fish farming, we construct ponds for people, ready-made ponds. We train people. If you want to come for training, we have an academy. We train you, we give you full training, A to Z of fish farming, whatever you want to do. We smoke fish. And even as at this week, last week we've just launched our Hiki Crunchy Chin Chin for our children, those that love eating chin chin. So we've introduced that to last week. So we introduced that into it. We have our processed fish too that we pack. Our processed fish is far, far, far different from the one you buy in the market, whereby it is dead fish for long that they will process for you. We process a fresh fish, we spice it up for you, and you are sure that what you are eating is a NAFDAC standard fish. When we say NAFDAC standard, it's not that we have our NAFDAC number, but we go in line with what NAFDAC wants. It's an international processed fish. What we do is what's international standard. As a matter of fact, our fish that we smoke doesn't stay in Nigeria alone. It goes beyond Nigeria because it is the standard that they want. So you are rest assured that what you are getting from us is the standard. So if you want to contact us, you can just go to our social media handles at Baka Farms on Instagram, Baka Farms on Facebook, Baka Farms. I think we have our number for WhatsApp if you want to WhatsApp us. So, but I just believe when you log into Baka Farms, even if you want to locate us, go to Google Map, just type in Baka Farms, you are going to locate our farm. So anywhere you are in the world, just type Baka Farms. It's going to bring it out for us, for you rather. You can locate us. So we are online, and we are still moving on to be very perfect online, so that you can access us. That is creating our website very soon, so that you'll be able to access us better. So I think these are ways you can access us. So if there's any other thing that you want to know about farming in general, so we are there for you. You can always contact us.
That's good. That's nice one. That's nice. Now, let's run it up. I want you to give a general advice. General advice for youths out there, teenagers, youth, those who are preparing to get admission into university, those who are in the process, those who have already finished school but still thinking about what to do with their life, what career is there, what life is taking them to. So general advice, run it up.
All right, general advice is, I said something, one of the most difficult thing to do in life is start. Start. S-T-A-R-T. Start. Fear of unknown. So if you can just put that away, just start up something. That thing that you have interest in, start it up. Yes, I've gotten a testimony of someone who just started with 10,000 naira, and he got it right because he started. Just start that thing. Just start. Don't look for millions before you start. Don't go and borrow lapo. I will never advise you. Don't borrow before you start. Use that your small money that you have to start it up. If your friend, your family, your mother can borrow you, your father can borrow you, that one is different from going to the bank and borrow with interest. You're on a zero level. So start up something. Then if you're a fresh graduate, I would advise you that you should not depend on that white collar job fully. I started like I told you, after I finished my secondary school, I started in my university days rather. I still went back to school in secondary school. I was paid 15,000. Now I believe that it should have increased. So I was paid 15,000, and because I have what I was I have planned to do. I diverted all the money, like 50% of that salary, back into my own personal business. So you can also start from somewhere. See, let me tell you something. You have to sweat before you lick that sweet. If not, sweat will never. If you did not sweat, you will not lick the sweet. That is just the truth about it. So you need to struggle before you get to the top. Your road we used to pray one prayer. I was a care guide when I was in school. So we say, may your days be rough. And we'll say amen. Because if your days is not rough, you are not going to get to where you want to get to. So many people, so many successful people today, their road was rough before they get to where they want to go, where they want to reach. Before you get to that point, you need to go to where you don't want. Yoruba will say, "Kato de bitafe, amada obi kotafe."
Before you reach where you are going, you first reach
to that place that you are targeting. You are going to branch so many places that you are not expecting to get to. So which means that there are fields in this thing, there are fields in it, there are challenges, so many challenges in it. Don't be so surprised that your own personal blood would be castigating you on what you want to do. But because you are strongly determined, you must be determined. Because you are strongly determined, I bet you they are going to hail you at the end of the day. So my advice is you just have to be strongly determined. Start up something today. Just start it up. Don't wait for anybody. I must tell you, when you start it up, people are watching at you. They are looking at the very first day you start it up, they are looking at you. So, and I believe when you do that, then lastly, you must believe in what you believe in. That is your God or anything you believe in. Just have that strong belief in it. Some people will tell me that you are too religious. That's why I say you must believe in what you believe in. Either you are a Muslim, believe in God, believe in Allah. If you're a Christian, believe in God, believe in Jesus. And if you are the traditional worshiper, if it is Ogun or Shun, believe in it. Be very loyal in it. Because I believe that the spirituality will also lead to so many things. You will just sit down one day and your spirit will lead you to something. So, but if you are not closer to that spirit that you think you are serving, then I think you are not. You are doing a very strong mistake. As a Nigerian, you must believe in God, and we have two most acceptable religion, which is Christian or a Muslim. So, believe in God. Pray. When you pray, I believe God is going to lead you through. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is where we are going to stop for now. This some other time we're going to meet us, and we really appreciate your time, your resources towards this program, and we are going to be getting in touch some other time for you to come up and educate us. Maybe you could even be on Facebook, All right, thank you so much. We call it a day there. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.